Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. Drew Titan Bros on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. The mighty LDBC. We're going to get to it. First, roll call. Great Vibe Ray, G. McCall, Pablo Escobar, Eric H., Vince Vilebone, Crush the Legend, my brother Woke, Mo Boxing, 704 Joe, the Sensei, Stormy B-Man, Ira Doughty, 88 Sports Talk, Dill Spooley, Slim Hussein, Charles Jameson, Anwar Willis, Margaret, salute. Greetings from salute to all my fam in the UK. Salute to y'all. Rhonda Monta Musa, Coach Amber in the building. Asante L, Todd Swindle, Jelly Bean, Gerald Alexander, Bert. There he is. There's my brother, MP.
What the fuck?
Salute. Slim Hussein, True Boxing Night in the building. Son of Tank, Mo G. Andrew Gray, Grown Man Boxing. Al Jones, Aaron Butler. One round with George, salute. King Vonnie. Smash the like button. Xavier, what up? Chris Chandler early in that super chat. He said, come from the hospital, just had my junior. Oh, shout out to you and the baby. Yes, sir. Congrats. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. I know that ain't your first rodeo. I know. Enjoy it, man. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. Main Biker, Rod Neal, Darnell Schaefer, Ryan Wright, Marcus Hudgens, Arthur Levant, Michael Moody. All right, let's get to this work. I had a ball. I got a guest this morning, my brother Marco. What's good, brother? On a mission from Hell's Kitchen. My brother, what's good?
Man, I thought about going yesterday, and I couldn't. But I thought about it.
It was tight knit. You had to have a it's by invitation.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and I had to apply actually.
Like for like a press credential?
Yeah, a press credential. And I applied to be honest. I didn't know I was gonna get let in. I thought about going and I said, nah, I'm not gonna go. And Tay Jones told me, he said, you got to apply. I said, where do I apply? So then I applied. I said, and I checked my email for something else. And then I saw them reply. I said, okay, here's the no. They could have just not replied at all. And then I opened it up and they said, oh yeah, you've been approved. And I said, oh shit. So what I had to do was, I have a sick family member and I rotate days, with my brother and sister. So I said, look, could you do this? And I'll do that. And then, we rotated. And actually, I made it happen. Nice. I made it happen, man. And salute to Dante Russell in that super chat. Much love and appreciation, man. Salute, my brother. Salute to you. Thank you guys so much, man. I had a ball yesterday. Let me tell you about the hustle of Tay Jones. That brother lives in Atlanta. I was on the phone with him. He said, I booked my flight I said, oh. So, yeah, Darnell, I was kind of bugging at that too. But yo, Tay got to New York like at 8:10. I picked him up. We went to the city, walked around. That's when I went live. And his flight was leaving at 3 p.m.
Wow.
He was in and out. He was in and out. He was in and out, man. And I want to talk about what I learned. Because, listen, guys, that was my first presser. That was my first presser ever. Remember, I tell you guys, I don't know everything. I don't know everything. I'm just a dude from the Bronx who loves a sport that doesn't love me back. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to make light of, well, not trying, I am making light of the situation that is, we call big fish versus bud. So I'm not trying to, look, what we was talking about in the past, that's in the past because they're getting it done. They're in their prime right now. So the fight's happening right now. It's not happening 5 years from now. So when I asked you guys a while ago, is the thrill gone? I told y'all there is no wrong answer. There's a lot of people that are just salty. You know, look, I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong for that. I'm not. There's some people that are still saying, fuck it, I ain't watching it. I don't care. I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong for that either. I'm not. How you behave is how you behave. I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong. You are entitled. It's your money, it's your time. And if you feel that they played with you, you are entitled to be angry.
You believe that? You believe somebody's really not gonna watch? I don't believe.
I don't believe that.
They say it, but it's not.
I don't believe they're gonna watch. They're gonna be sitting in a room like this. Yeah, you're gonna watch. Everyone's, in my opinion. I was mad more because I was in fear. I said, man, the business is getting in the way of this way too much, and this is gonna slip away. You know what I thought we was gonna get with them? You remember by the time Roy fought Felix, it was like,
fought who?
Fought Felix Trinidad.
Yeah.
It was like, I think the ass whooping would have been worse had it happened when it was supposed to.
I don't think it would have happened earlier because Felix wouldn't have never went up to 160 or whatever they fought at, 168.
Well, he fought Bernard Hopkins, and that was a mistake.
Yeah, and Roy was just too, Roy I love Roy,
big.
That was just,
he was too big, too explosive. He'd have knocked Tito out in like 3 or 4 rounds. He'd have knocked him out.
Tito would have never campaigned at that heavyweight.
If you remember when he fought B-Hop, they had a big old banner. It said, Roy Jones Jr., you're next. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I remember. I said I was telling people he ain't getting out of this Hopkins fight. What y'all talking about? It was like, nah, he gonna be. I said, yo, he's not getting out this Hopkins fight. And he didn't, and that was at 160. And
what did Roy and him fight at? Do you remember?
75. It was a catch weight. It wasn't. I don't think it was a full 175. I could be wrong. Could have been 68. I don't know. I know Roy had a bicep injury, but he was comfortable in there. When you saw them match up, you kind of knew, okay, naturally Roy's the bigger guy.
170.
It was 170?
Yeah,
170? Okay. Well, that makes sense. But by then, Tito was way past it, and no loaded gloves. You ain't hear that from me.
Oh, man.
Yeah, But my experience yesterday, it was dope. It was dope. It felt good when you walk in, seeing your name on a list, especially a name you literally made up off the fly. Because I made this channel name up off the fly, Drew Titan. I said, "Oh yeah, that sounds good. Here's my channel. Hey!" And to see it, the lady said, "Oh, here you are." I said, "Ooh." And I'm seeing other names there. Other YouTubers were there.
Oh yeah.
There was somebody there representing Boxing Ego, I believe. There was somebody there. There was somebody representing Ellie Setback. It was there, and I said, and listen, man. I know, there were times where people have said things on here. We're like, man, why the fuck they say that? But you know what? To be in the same vicinity getting the same work done that they're getting done, bullshit aside, that was exciting to me.
Clarence was there, right?
Clarence was there.
Yeah.
Clarence was there. You know what I'm saying? Clarence McClain, salute to you. He should be in the chat soon.
And
I was like, man, you know, this is pretty dope. This is pretty dope. And front row seats, man. And made a lot of connections. Derek James, I spoke to. I don't know if you saw my video.
I did, and you shouted me out. Appreciate it. Yeah,
sure did. And
he's cool. He's really sick of doing these interviews. Like he told me, he was like, "Look, I'm not doing any more interviews with anybody except whoever I'm contractually obligated to do them with through Showtime." He's like, "I can't talking about answering the same questions over and over."
Bro, yesterday was the first time that I understood when these athletes and movie stars, when they say media is exhausting, because the cameras wasn't in my face and I'm just looking around and I got exhausted. I was like,
it's the repetition.
It's the repetition. Like, Bud broke out. He left.
Like I grew up, I know a lot of people who are actors, right? Pretty high level actors, and like I've been to their shit, and you're getting the same questions over and over for days, and it's just it's like, how do you keep that fresh or fun in your head?
Yeah, it was tough. I kind of, by the time I approached Derek, I looked at his face and I said, that brother tired, man. I said, he's tired. I said, you know what, I'm here for it. They're here for it. My camera work was shitty because it was very quiet. It was very crowded.
Mm-hmm.
My first time, y'all, my camera work was like retardedly. It was horrible.
It was also weird holding it right in his face and talking.
Yeah. I didn't want to get too close. I had it like right here on my chest. It was bad. It was bad. You know, first time, y'all. First time. And I appreciate those that tuned in. There was I spoke to Bomac.
I saw that.
And let me tell you, let me say this, y'all. Dare I say I was humbled, like by the event itself, because that was the first time I got to see how everything was working. You got to see the trainers and the athletes in a different light, and you weren't there for personal reasons. Like, for example, for instance, Bomac, when he had that spat with BFTB, whom is my brother, on that other show when they said the easy route situation, it would have been in such poor taste for me to go up there and bring that shit up, because he's not there for that. He's there to answer questions about this fight.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? You know, that would have been in such poor taste.
You don't always have to keep it real in certain.
Yeah, man, that'd have been keeping it too real. That would have put him on some. See, that's why I don't talk to you motherfuckers type. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't there for that. I walked up to him and, told him, I said, yo, this is for YouTube. And I told him, yo, look, this is fair game. Pop your shit. It's cool. And he was super friendly. And he told me what they were going to do. And I told him that I appreciated it. I appreciate the fact that I don't know what happened, but I'm glad that you guys are getting it done because it's for the culture. And when I say for the culture, let me be very clear, because I don't think I'm clear enough. I'm talking about the culture of boxing. This fight needed to happen. However it turns out, this fight needed to happen now. This fight is this era's Leonard Hearns, Hagler Hearns. If this fight did not happen at this time, this would have been the biggest L for the sport of boxing. I hope you understand that.
Yeah.
And if you notice now that it's done, has anybody talked about money?
No.
Which means Bud is happy, Errol's happy. And you know what? Did y'all catch this? I know y'all saw it. For the final face-off, I noticed two things, and it warmed my heart. I noticed the first thing they did when they faced off was they smiled. And I said, yo, look at that. Those guys are not enemies. I said, wow, look at that. They smiling at each other.
Mhm.
There's no beef. There's no worried about, pushing. See what happened with Devin and Loma? That was pent up aggression that Devin had. Like, yo, you made me wait. All of this shit, people putting you on a pedestal, and I'm better than you. That's what that was.
You know what? I put out a post talking about that. Like the level of professionalism and respect that they have. And it's like, you don't always need chaos and violence and talking shit and you don't need that. Now, granted, this fight more than any fight in history probably sells itself, right?
Yeah.
So certain fights need a little extra push, but you can do it in a way that doesn't set a bad example for younger fighters coming up. And, like that Floyd Mayweather fucking circus with Gotti. You don't need that. And I hope fighters and I hope the culture looks at this and moving forward takes this and uses it as a good example. And that's what we see.
Yeah. It was great, man. And did you peep what Errol said when he said turn the mic back on?
Oh, about the 3% going to.
Yep.
Well, that's the sanctioning fees is what I think he's talking about.
Yeah.
And that, I can answer that question. That goes to the organizations. That's their way of making money. Doesn't go to anybody.
Now watch this. And here's when we're gonna talk about star power right now. If there was no belt on the line, if let's say Bud did something messed up and Errol did something equally as messed up, and they said, look, we gotta take these belts off of you. And they said, fuck it, we fighting anyway. Does that affect the sales if the sanctioning bodies are not involved? So that 3%, that's Errol's 3, 6, 9, 9% he's keeping. That's Bud 3% he's keeping. And they could fight 2, 3, 4, 5 times if we care to see it.
Yeah.
And fuck the belts.
I think that they are talking a lot about the undisputed though. So it would remove that, you're right, but it still wouldn't affect the sales.
Right. So he was questioning the business of boxing. And I said, woo, I hope y'all heard that. And maybe he's trying to send out a message like, yo, look, there's more shit that went on behind the scenes which prevented this from happening when we wanted it to happen in the first fucking place. You remember back last year when Errol did an interview and he said, me and Bud sat down and tried to do it ourselves and we just couldn't figure it out. You remember when he said that?
I don't know.
Yeah, he said that. He said we sat down and we tried to figure it out. We couldn't figure it out. Then he put out this tweet like a week ago. I feel like I'm being played. So I'm just trying to connect all these dots. What was he really talking about? I feel like I'm being played. And then soon after the fight got announced, I said, yo, there's something else going on that's above, as they say, above your pay grade. So while we on here, online, in various channels, fuck Bud, fuck Errol, fuck Bud, fuck Bernie, fuck Bomac, fuck Derek, fuck everybody. It might not have been what we all assumed. That's all I'm saying. It might not have been what we assumed with limited information. Now, true, I don't think Bud should have did the Instagram thing when he was trying to explain his side, because that's why you get people to talk for you. The first thing you do, your attorney says, yo, look, shut up, don't say anything. You might say something wrong. And he tried, and I was just watching it like, damn, he shouldn't, because I kind of know what he meant, but it's not sounding good. He shouldn't have did this. That's all I kept saying. Damn, he shouldn't have did it. But all of that's gone now. We're getting to fight. These guys are in their prime. And in my opinion, if we're supporters of the sport, we gotta support them. And we gotta supporting them supports the sport of boxing. This is the sport we say we love, right? They're getting it done in their prime, y'all. And Bomac, if you go back and watch the interview, because I spoke to him and Tay Jones got a nice interview with him too. Very nice. They ain't scared, man. They're very confident. Bomac he's predicting a stoppage between 9 and 11. And he was like, "Yo, the Bud train's gonna get rolling, man." Is Marco? Was that possible
to stop Spence?
Yeah, is that possible?
Well, anything's possible, but I don't think we're going to see a stoppage in this fight. Either way, I don't see that. I think it's going to be a lot more tactical. I think it's going to have less fireworks and more of a tactical battle. I even say, and I hope not, but it might be slightly less exciting than we're all assuming, because of the level of each fighter. But yeah, anybody can get stopped. They haven't been yet, but they could. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, and I actually did a video on Spence, how a lot of people said he has a bad chin, you know, because he got hit. And there was this interview that came out, I don't know if you saw it, where he talks about why he looked for his mouthpiece, where since his car accident, he had his teeth knocked out, he had partial. So a couple of times he got hit, he thought his teeth fell out, and he said that was insecurity. So that made a lot of sense to me. So I put out a video, I'm like, look, he doesn't have a bad chin, you know, he was just, the car accident probably traumatized his ass, and when he sees his teeth possibly falling out, it freaked him out. So he doesn't have a bad chin, is my point.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. I think salute to George. He says he shouted out Legendary Nights, man. That was a damn good show, man. Yeah. George was a part of that. George was a part of Legendary Nights for HBO. Y'all remember that? That was such a good series when they did Legendary Nights, man. That was HBO's some of their best work, man. Salute, George. Y'all make sure I go subscribe to George, man. And I see the family in the chat, man. Salute to y'all for joining me yesterday. It was a whole thing, and I had fun, man. I learned a lot. That was my first presser. I mean, some guys there was another day at the office, but that was my first one.
You talked to Spence?
No, yo, he got surrounded, man. I was there. I was taller than everybody over there. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to hold my phone up, but I couldn't get close to get a question because, again, it's like timing. After he answers a question, you gotta so-and-so from so-and-so. Hey, Errol, do you think? And I'm like,
right.
You know, I gotta shout.
Can you school me on the Blue Blood thing? Because I saw Blue Blood ask, and I wasn't. Because I've talked to Blue Blood a couple times. I wasn't even sure it was him at first, and then I didn't really get the whole interaction. Could you briefly? What the hell is the background?
Look, I'm gonna keep it very simple. I'm just gonna let you know. There's a lot of people in social media that are on his dick.
That Blue Blood.
Yeah, they're on his dick, like they want to blow him. Like,
are you cool with him?
I was with him majority of the day. That's my guy. That's my guy.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. But I think I wasn't there when he asked Errol the question.
He asked him a question, and then Errol responded something, because Errol also has that thick text like that.
He said Errol was making a smart remark about when he went to Black Prime.
The OK Prime. So Blue Blood, I know he had a piece of that company. So, and Bud had one fight with them, right?
Right. They hired him on a consultant basis to do a job.
Okay.
And he was trying to get the Errol fight going.
Okay.
It didn't happen. And somehow half of these idiots on here started blaming Blue Blood for killing the fight. I'm like, how the fuck? It didn't make sense. Everyone was just so emotional about this fight that they're just looking for someone to blame. And I'm like, look, if they signed the fight, Blue Blood would have been a fucking hero.
Right.
Right? And I'm sure that's what he is thinking. Like, yo, if I can get this done, that's great. I'm a part of that. And it didn't happen for whatever reason. And somehow that was Blue Blood's fault. And, and here's the thing, Marco, the same motherfuckers that are talking about him, and I heard there's people making videos about him and shit. Yo, look, those same people, had he had made the fight, right? Had he had been a part of because he can't make a fight. He could just create. He could be the real estate agent. He could create a meeting of the minds. That's all it is. Had it gotten done, and Blue is directly involved with it, the same people making videos about him would be discrediting him. You understand?
Right.
They'd be like, "Oh, well, fuck it. He didn't do anything anyway. It was gonna happen anyway, whether he was there or not." What I'm saying is, people just hate him for the sake of not hating him. And let me tell you what it is. Let me tell you what it is, Marco. This social media shit has leveled the playing field, which is why you got a guy like the lead attorney, a guy he's brilliant, 20-year attorney, retired from his practice and now has a thriving YouTube channel and is making more money on YouTube than he ever did in his practice. Wow. And he's on here telling people, yo, start a YouTube channel. An attorney with a degree, 20-year practice, telling you to start a YouTube channel. Now, he doesn't even have the biggest channel in the world. There's a guy like lead attorney is making less money than a guy like a kid that has a channel where he's opening up toys and he got 2 million subs, making like $50,000 a month. So it's like, let me get this straight. I got a degree, or I have a 9-to-5 job, and I'm making $90,000 a year. And this dumb motherfucker that's still in elementary school, yeah, fuck the kid. And his parents put him on YouTube, opening up toys, and now he's a millionaire. I'm in the wrong. You know that saying? I'm in the wrong line of work. Yeah. So what YouTube has done is take a guy like Blue Blood, who's just like a majority of the people, I'm gonna assume. Like Blue Blood's from New York, by the way.
Yeah.
So like an average guy like you, me, him, just finds a niche and starts talking sports and just creates momentum, and it's grown and it's grown and it's grown, and now he's reaping what he's sown. Right. And then you got motherfuckers on other channels that see him and say, "Man, I have a degree. I talk better than him. I dress better than him. He's misspelling words in his fucking titles of his videos, and he's misspeaking, and you know he looks this way, and I'm better than him." Marco, that's what it is. So I'm better than him.
Why did Errol get kind of almost annoyed at him?
He was being smart, but he said, "I'll give you another question. I asked you a question." I wasn't standing there. My boy sent me a text about it this morning. I wasn't standing there. I think when Blue was up there, I might have been talking to Derrick James or Bo Mack, but I wasn't. I was trying to get the Errol, but he was surrounded. I went to him like
something. He asked him a question, and then Errol didn't even acknowledge the question. It says something along the lines like, "Well, what happened? What happened at such and such?" And then he goes, "Yeah," and he just turned away and talked to somebody else. And I didn't really get it. I didn't get the exchange.
I mean, he probably thinks he's Team Bud.
He said you switched up something. Yeah,
right. You switched up. Yeah, but listen, man.
Did Blue Blood release any videos saying how he thinks Bud's gonna knock him Errol out and all that stuff? Maybe that's it.
No. Because Blue thinks Errol gonna win. He thinks he's gonna win. So you gotta understand. You gotta understand, man. Social media could be a very strange place. It could be a very strange place. Like, Marco, you probably got enemies that you don't even know about on YouTube right here.
I don't read comments almost ever because
just to get educated, just go through them one day. You might find someone cursing you out and you don't even know who the fuck it is.
Yeah, you have people. I mean, I've seen people leaving smart remarks like, "Oh, he looks like just trying to fuck with you, whatever." But yeah, that's what it is. When you get to a certain point where you have eyeballs on you, that just happens.
When you really start breaking out and more eyes get on you, those same eyes, I'm gonna say like 20% of those eyes are gonna be scheming on you because they think your downfall is gonna push their brand up. You see, YouTube is also a very competitive place, and people approach it all wrong. Like I've been saying, I don't have beef with anybody. Motherfuckers have beef with me, and I've never. There hasn't been a person on YouTube that I've spoken about that I started with them. Never. I've never done it. I come up in here strictly in the peace. Make friends, not war. What the fuck?
I agree.
Whether you have 2 subs or 200,000 subs.
Yeah.
And guess what? If you have a bigger channel, I'm gonna assume that there's shit I could learn from you.
Yeah. Yes.
You know?
Some people just go looking for negativity, ways to project their own shit. It's like I don't go looking for that. When I'm looking through YouTube, I'm looking to be entertained, not to fuck with people or get out.
Yeah, exactly. And some people think that fucking with people is the way to go, and it's not, because actuality you can get fucked up because you never know who you're gonna see in real
nobody
life.
does that shit. Nobody.
Hold on. You never know who you're gonna see in real life. Hold on, Marco. You never know who you're gonna see in real life. And if you was really about that life, you say something. Tay Jones in the building, salute.
That was some mafia shit like that.
Yeah, I just wanted to make that known.
Yeah, but like what I was gonna say, which is what you're saying, the same thing, is they're not gonna say anything in person. They're not.
No.
No.
They're gonna cállate la boca. That's what they're gonna do. And good choice. Good choice, because when I go to places, I'm not there for that. I'm there to enjoy the festivities, talk to the stars. I'm there to build relationships. My boy, my boy Joey Santana that I have on the panel every now and again. You know where I met him? I met him at the Canelo Golovkin presser years ago. And we've been cool ever since. That's it. You build relationships. When you go out here trying to make enemies, you can get fucked off really bad. I'm not here for that bullshit. I'm not here for that. So anyway, Aisha, salute. If I miss you in the chat, man, just know I love you, man. Salute to y'all, man. Salute to y'all.
Let me ask you this, if you don't mind. One thing that struck me about Spence and Bud is the size difference. I thought at first it was negligible, but when you saw them next to each other, Errol Spence not only had the height advantage, but the bigger body frame. Did you agree?
When they faced off, I said, wait a minute. That's what I said. I said, wait a minute. You ever saw, all right, you got children, right?
Yeah.
How far apart in age?
3 years.
There's a significant difference.
Yeah.
In height. That's what I was looking at. I was looking at an 18-year-old standing next to a 15-year-old. That's what it looked like.
Wow.
The baddest 15-year-old in the playground standing next to an 18-year-old. And I'm like, wait a minute. Now I like looked at it. I said, whoa, shoulder to shoulder, chin. Errol's chin is at Bud's nose. And I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't know that was it. So now, see, I didn't notice that when they met up. I think, where were they at? In Omaha? Where they met up at?
Oh, in that old video?
Yeah, in the old
Yeah,
video.
you couldn't tell. I
couldn't tell, man. He was like, yeah, you're too small. He kept saying it. And I'm like,
same
why is
size.
he saying that?
Yeah.
Now I kind of get it. He's too small. Look, let me not say that. Because it's boxing, y'all. If you can make the weight, you're not too small.
But when you have a fighter with Errol's pressure and the way he fights, size will matter. It doesn't always matter.
Yeah.
And it could, you know what I'm saying? Like, It's making me lean a little bit more towards Errol than I was, because I thought they were way more even physically.
And based off of what Bomac told me, I think Bud's gonna box, man. I don't believe he's gonna meet him in the center and try and slug it out. I think he's gonna box Errol, man. I think Errol's gonna try and put pressure on him, and Bud's gonna box him. He's gonna try and make Errol walk into something. But Bomac told me between 9 and 11, and I think that's a great idea. That was in OKC. Okay. Thank you, guys. I think that's a good choice. I repeat, do not stand there and try and bang with Errol, because that size difference, I saw it. I said, oh shit. Mm-hmm. That's a little different, man. Mm-hmm. It's like a 15-year-old standing next to an 18-year-old. Bud didn't look like Errol is significantly bigger than him, and they looked like they was in shape right there.
They did.
Yeah.
What did you gain? What did you take away in terms of each man's confidence? Did one man seem more confident than the other to you?
No. They're hot with it. Bud is not scared. Bud is not intimidated. Bud and Bomac, they really, that's the impression I got. But it was unfair. This, and you see, Marco, this is why this is exciting to me. Clarence, what up, brother? Clarence was in the building. This is what makes it exciting. Both of these dudes, they know they can win this fight. Mm-hmm. They know they can win this fight. Bud was not sitting there like rocking and looking around. Nope. He was smooth with it.
Yeah.
He was smooth. It was another day at the office. I was like really, really, Rachel Nonito, what up? I was really, really, really like, I got pumped for the fight. I said, yo, I like this.
I will say there's something about Errol that's almost like Jason from Friday the 13th, where he has that quiet, calm, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas Crawford is more like he's smiling and he's getting all excited, but Errol's just sitting there like a fucking hitman.
Yeah.
Now that might mean nothing when the fight begins, but it gives off a certain energy.
I always said Errol's creepy to me. Errol's creepy. No, he is. He has this weird look like the new kid in school, the little skinny nigga in school, and then they're like, yo, I'm gonna take his lunch money, and he just kicks the bully's ass. That's like the overgrown fourth grader or some shit. And you're like, what the hell? And then Errol put back on his glasses and go back to reading his book and shit. It's like, what the fuck? Errol's creepy looking.
Yeah.
But he's about that business, man. He's about that business. He's quiet, but he'll fuck you up. And Bud, and I'm looking at Bud, I was very impressed with Bud because he was excited, man. He honestly, Bud looked like he just wanted to like jump for joy and start applauding.
Yeah. Because
it's like, yo, I'm here and I'm built for this and I'm ready for this. And that impressed me. And to me, it looked like he contained his excitement. He contained it. And to me, this is all the marks for a classic. Now, unfortunately, what we want, I know Bomac said 9/11. I know a lot of people might think it might go that far. Unfortunately, to me, and Marco, you tell me your thoughts. To me, this has Hearns Hagler written all over it. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
Hearns Hagler, you're implying that they're just gonna start banging with throwing all caution to the wind?
And the reason why I say that, yes, and the reason why I say that is because Bud has this thing where when he does get cracked, he wants to get it back right away.
Yes.
He cannot.
But his is I'm sorry to cut you off. His is a calm, controlled aggression. So he'll just be like, he'll take it, put it in his bank, store it, like, okay, I'm gonna get that back, but let me find the right time and place to get it back. Not just like,
Yeah, and I hope he don't. I hope that's why I hope the moment don't get to him. I remember I spoke to a fighter one day, and he told me he got hit one day. He in a fight, he got hit. He said you felt it, but it didn't hurt. But true. They had the mic over the ring, and it was like a loud slap, and it echoed, and the whole audience said, "Oh!" and it pissed him off, and it made him want to go get the hit back. But his trainer was screaming, "No, don't," because dude was a counterpuncher. Because dude hit him and then stepped back and was waiting on him. And I was like, wow, that's something. He said, yeah, so you gotta watch that because the audience will play off of you. He said he hit me, didn't hurt. I wasn't buzzing. He said it sounded worse than what it was. But the fact that the audience was like, oh, it pissed him off. He said, I'll get that back. Because he's thinking, I'm embarrassed. And the judges saw that. They're going to fuck around and do something stupid on the damn cards. And his trainer was like, no, don't you dare. Don't do it. And he didn't do it. So I think that if that happens early in the fight and Bud goes to get that hit back, it might be a situation where he'll play in the Errol's game. And like I said, this is the 15-year-old versus the 18-year-old. The 15-year-old might have whooped everybody ass in this age group, but the 18-year-old is just naturally bigger. The 18-year-old is naturally bigger. And if it ends up where Bud gets suckered into mixing it up, it's not going past 2 or 3. I don't. And I told Derek that, and Derek, he doesn't. He said, Derek was very. Derek ain't released no tricks that they have up their sleeve. He was very just calm with it, very paused with it, and I don't think this is going. If this goes 12, shout out to both of them. But everyone is saying this is not going 12. Whether it be in Errol's favor or Bud's favor. And this is why we got to get excited for this fight. Marco, your thoughts?
It's hard to predict. One thing I don't like, or I don't agree with, is when people compare it to Hearns, Hagler, Hearns, Leonard. You can't compare it because none of those fighters are like any other fighters before.
Right.
Maybe slightly like Sugar Ray Leonard, Bud, maybe, but not even. You can't really. Hagler, maybe Errol's like Hagler a little bit because he's a pressure fighter, comes forward, but still very different. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's hard. It's hard to predict what's going to happen. I'd be surprised if there's a knockout. I'll say that. I don't think neither guy is going to get knocked out. I think their will is too strong. They might get stopped, maybe, but I don't see any of them like quitting or getting knocked out, or where they can't continue. That's why we're so excited about it. Who the fuck knows? Who knows?
I don't know. We're the same age. I don't remember. And salute to Sid Mark in that super chat. Much love. He said, salute, Drew. I noticed that size too. Errol's speed and boxing skills are underrated. Yes. Errol has great timing. Man.
He's smart.
Very smart. Bud has excellent hand speed. And he could crack, man. That's why he got so many knockouts, man. He could crack. And he's game, man. I'm so pumped for this. Now, I don't know. Maybe, okay. Hagler Hearns happened in what year? 80 what? 85?
I want to say.
I was 10.
Yeah, me too.
I don't remember, I wasn't watching it with a critical eye, but I remember when that fight got signed, and all my dad, my uncles, and their friends, like every weekend at the house, they would just be, just over a beer, just talking. And they thought it was going to be, the only thing they got right was the outcome, but they were split. They said it's ending in a knockout. A lot of them were saying Tommy's going to take Hagler deep and drown him. The people that picked Hagler were saying it's going to go late. He's going to tire Tommy out with body work and eventually catch him. See, it was split, and then when the fight actually happened, it didn't happen how anyone really predicted. They didn't even predict. Even the people that predicted Hagler for the win, they didn't know he'd win like that.
Well, I think the difference was this: Hearns almost looked like he didn't know what to do with what was in front of him, so he just started swinging. Spence and Bud are not going to do that. No matter what comes in front of them, I don't see it any situation where they're just going to start reacting the way Hagler did. The way Hearns did. I don't see that.
Hearns, I'm going to assume if he could take one thing back, he got suckered into a gunfight.
Well, I asked him. I've interviewed him, and I go, okay, did you mean to start banging out like that? Or he goes, nah. He's like, once this dude jumped on me and hit me a couple times, I was like, fuck it.
And he almost got it because that cut, if that he was on his way to a stoppage win, TKO.
He nailed Hagler with some of the hardest clean punches, and it did nothing.
That was incredible. A lot of y'all might not remember, Hagler was so great, man.
John Mugabe hit him with one of the hardest shots I've ever seen, and he just looked at him.
Hagler was from another planet, man. And Mugabe, if y'all don't know, Mugabe was favored to win that fight, man, because Hagler was the old dog.
Was he?
Yeah. Mugabe was supposed to be the new Hagler.
Mugabe was a beast, literally.
And that's why they called him the beast. And they he was like heir to the throne. And so then when they signed that fight, they were like, well, listen, we definitely ain't gonna get no Ray Leonard fight now because this is Hagler's last fight on the way out. I remember the elders talking about that fight. They said, I don't know about this one. This is the new Hagler. He's younger. He's, this African dude. He's younger and he's just as strong. And Hagler said, all right, watch this. When he knocked Mugabe on his ass and he didn't get up, Hagler was like, man, Hagler wanted him to get up. He was not done.
I think Hagler, if either of these guys, Bud or Spence, can have the mental fortitude, the toughness, the grit, whatever you want to call it, that Hagler had, because I haven't seen anybody match Hagler's mentality yet.
Hagler was so different, man. He was different.
Like, I think having a good chin is a lot more mental than people give it credit for.
Yeah. Hagler was a man's man in boxing, man. Sued to Southpaw Boxing. He said Mugabe was 26-0 with 26 knockouts. We got to stop the show for our big brother, the historian, Scrapbook Boxing in the building. He said, peace, Drew. Great work on your first presser yesterday. I know what that's like. It's not easy. Great job. You enjoyed yourself. I could see that. Awesome. Yo, salute to you, Scrap. Guys, please go subscribe to Scrapbook Boxing. You guys love the sport. Go to this man's channel. This man forgot more boxing than we think we know. All right. This is the good version of Larry Merchant. This is the good version. Okay. True historian. Okay. I mean, what more can I say about Scrapbook Boxing, man? Go to his channel. He's giving you a detailed history about boxing in general. And he's like, him and Stormy are the only channels I referred my uncles to. My uncle's 81 years old. You know what I mean? Because this is boxing talk right here. This is no bullshit. There's no arguing, whatever. You go here when you want to be educated. You go here when you want to be educated. This man knows the stuff. I go there when I'm doing work in the gym and I get a notification. I'm like, all right, what's big man talking about today? Yeah, salute to you, Scrap. That means a lot. Yeah, man, I had fun. Mark. How many presses you been to, Mark? I know you've been to a bunch.
I've been to a bunch, yeah. I've been to a bunch. I don't know, 5, 10.
Wow.
10 maybe. I don't know. I don't really, after you do it a couple times, and a lot of them I went to because I was cool with somebody actually fighting. So it was a lot of times where I'm accompanying my boy who was fighting. It's tedious. Like we were talking about, it's just the same question over and over and over and over.
Yo, Tay, you busy right now? I'll drop you a link. Yo, Tay flew into New York for a couple of hours, and he broke out. But man, it was fun, man. It was fun. It was no ignorant shit. It was tight knit.
How many people were in there? What'd you say?
A
couple hundred?
About maybe 150. It was small.
It was at the Palladium? Where was it?
It was at the Palladium. Ooh. And they had food. They had food downstairs.
Oh, word?
I'm gonna drop. Yeah. I'm gonna drop Tay a link real quick.
Was Nonito still in here?
Is Nonito you here?
Oldest. Wait, what was he? The longest reigning champion or the oldest champion?
Who?
Nonito. He holds a distinction. I forgot what it was. Longest reigning or some shit. There's a good distinction. I wish I remembered it.
I sent the link, Tay. Bro, we had fun, man. We had fun. And for that to be my first presser on a potential Yo, listen, man. What if we get like fight of the decade out of this?
That's the problem. I'm a little worried because we are putting it at such a high level.
Yeah.
Which is setting up a huge possibility for disappointment.
And that's why I said this, to me, this got Hagler Hearns written all over it. Especially after that damn face-off. Now look, salute to Bomac, salute to Bud. I'm picking Arrow. But if Bud boxes, I see why. Look, what Bomac said is opposite of what Bud said he's gonna do. That's how I know Bud is bullshitting. He said he's gonna meet Errol in the middle of the ring, but Bomac said, "Yo, around 9 or 11, we're gonna stop."
Right. And he never meets. He doesn't do that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Bud's gonna try and box. He knows what he's up against, and he's not stupid. He's not stupid. They both gave props to each other. They just think they're gonna win, and this is what you want. And Bud is gonna box. Bud is gonna use lateral movement. Bud ain't gonna jump in there and mix it up like he did with Sean Porter, because once he engaged with Sean Porter, he realized, I could stand here with this guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And salute to 88 Sports Talk. He said, Marco, what was the best presser you've been to? The best one.
All right, I'm gonna bring it back. I went to Kevin Kelly, Nassim Hamed.
Oh, that must have been lit.
Oh, there's more. I went to Holyfield Moore 1. Roy Jones, James Toney.
Damn.
One of those 3, I want to say.
That was 94, Roy and James, right?
That was in MG. Yeah, that was in Vegas. But of all those 3 fights, the energy was the craziest when Kevin Kelly fought Prince at the Garden.
Wow.
The energy was great. Like, people don't realize half the arena with Brits flew in.
Yeah.
Arab, like Middle Arab, like Yemeni Brits.
Yeah.
So every time Kevin Kelly would drop, all of them would stand up. We would all sit down. And every time Prince would drop, we would stand up. They would all sit down.
Wow.
It was like Harlem Nights. You remember that scene in Harlem Nights when the white guy That's what it was like.
Man, he was special, man. Tay, what's good?
What's going on, man?
Oh, man.
Let's talk about it, man. That shit was fun yesterday. That shit was fun.
Yeah, it definitely was, man. I enjoyed myself, you know. Like I said yesterday, for me, although I took a different approach, you know, I wanted to highlight the VPs and the people behind the scene first. So that's what I did. Rub elbows with them, so I can further on, you know, getting my knowledge, you know, the fights that's gonna happen, you know, in the future and stuff like that. So I was rubbing elbows with those guys, and then I took off to go get with the, you know, the fighters and stuff like that. But man, from my experience, like I said yesterday, man, and what I see is just two confident guys. I see 2 confident guys. I don't think neither one of them backing down. One think that he's just as great as the other.
Yeah.
And man, I'd be lying if I say that there isn't a size differential. I definitely see what everybody's talking about.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's a big size differential, definitely. But make no mistake about it, Bud has a lot of strength. You know, he's small, compact, but he has a lot of strength. And Earl, of course, he's a big guy, and he's gonna be hard to move. So, you know, and I heard you saying Bud saying one thing, and then Bomac saying another, which he did. You know, the part that I got with Bomac, I posted that.
Yeah.
People going in on that, you know what I'm saying? But then I think, man, listen, they giving each other their flowers. I gotta say that too.
Yeah.
They're giving each other their flowers. But Bomac just believe that, you know, he see what he sees. And I can get it because he's a southpaw specialist, you know what I'm saying? He has that way with working with southpaws, and I seen that firsthand. But then again, at the other end of the spectrum, Derek James, he's very, very clever. And you can hear that when he's talking and projecting, you know, when he's talking in those interviews, you can hear that. So it's gonna be interesting. And like I made a statement yesterday where I seen, you know, two coaches who has three coaches who has champions or have had champions say the same thing. It's gonna come down to coaching.
Yeah.
If you know, down what the fighters can do, we know they both can fight, but it's gonna be about, you know, how well these coaches implement and move throughout for their strategy throughout the fight.
Well,
That's
let me ask you guys, did you guys walk by? I'm just curious, how tall would you say Bud and Spence are? Did you guys actually walk by him and see him in person?
It's
Everybody a good 5'11", and Bud about a good about 5'8". To me,
I say Errol is about. Well, they had on shoes and shit.
Yeah, they did.
Look, everybody, those guys are shorter than me.
Would you say it's like a 2-inch difference, 3-inch difference between them?
It's about a good 2.5. That shit was crazy because
about 2.5, 3, yeah.
Because Errol's chin was by Bud's nose, and that was the first time I saw them together ever. And I said, "What the fuck?" And the shoulders was like, Errol's up here and Bud's down here. I said, "Time out." And I'm looking. I'm like, "What the fuck?" Whoa! But Bud got tree sloth arms. I mean, he could fucking Bud could scratch his knees without bending over and shit. He's a fucking
Bubblegum wrappers on his knuckles.
Bud is a fucking monkey.
Monkey.
Bud's reach is significant, man, and that's gonna that could play a part, man. That could play a part. He got a long reach, man. You know, but Errol was mad bigger than him, man. It's like an 18-year-old versus a 15-year-old.
You think Errol's about 5'11"?
Yeah.
Wow, that's my height.
I don't think you sure he's 5'11"?
Yeah, he's 5'11", bro.
What do you think, Drew?
When I was trying to get to him, I don't know. I could see if I could see the top of your head.
Shorter, right? Maybe.
Maybe it's hard for me to gauge, man, because.
Well, see, because me, you know, I'm a legit 5'8", 5'8 and a half, legit, and I know for a fact, Bud is maybe about. We may be the same height, or he might be a tad bit shorter. But Earl is definitely taller than me.
Divine Intervention says Spence is listed at 5'9".
Yeah, it looks like about 5'9" and 5'8", maybe the two of them.
Nah, he ain't 5'9". Nah, because he definitely taller than me.
Okay.
Nah, he definitely taller than me.
Boxing is one of those sports where, like basketball and wrestling, they always go higher. Boxing, I feel like they go lower.
But you got to think too, on that box rec, he's listed there, and that's how old is that box rec?
Right.
You know what
And
I'm
they
saying?
always go lower.
Yeah. Damn. Well, I couldn't tell, and I wanted to talk to Bud.
Bud got some long ass arms though.
Yeah, he do. That I noticed. Because you know why? When Errol was taller than him, I looked at their arms. Their fucking hands was in the same position. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, what? No. Bud's arms was longer. I mean, he's fucking Plastic Man. He got Dawson arms, man.
Dawson.
He's a fucking Street Fighter. You know, I'm like, yo.
It's exciting.
I mean, look, I'm picking Errol, but
What
Tay,
percent?
what do you think Bud has to do to win?
Ooh, shit. Man. I know a lot of people say he starts slow and stuff like that. But I also seen fights where he started fast. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is he definitely can't start slow. Because I said before, listen, when you let Earl get in the groove, and he started coming forward, we all know his work rate is very, very high. He ain't gonna stop. That's something we know. He ain't gonna stop. It's either you're gonna get ran over and put up out of there, or you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have to stand your ground. and Bud gonna have to stand his ground in some of those rounds. And again, Bud don't move, and that's another thing. Bud don't move like he used to. I seen that in the Avanesian fight. The fight before that, the Porter fight. Don't move like he used to. Like
is that because he didn't feel threatened by the opponent, or he just is that age or?
I can't say because I'm not him. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going off what I've seen. You know what I'm saying? His last 2 fights, he's not moving that like he used to. But can he still move? That's gonna be a question because he gonna have to move. You see what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be able to do what he did and just stay there with Bud. Now if he does, with Porter, but if he does, kudos to him. You see what I'm saying? But I just feel like he gonna have to move. He's gonna have to use some feet, and I think both of the guys gonna have to use some of them feet in the fight. But to win, Bomac, put it clear. He gonna have to try to push Earl back, which I think is gonna be hard to do. He's gonna have to take away Earl jab. We all know there's plenty of ways to take away the jab, but how well can he take away Earl jab? We know Earl gonna live and die by the gun. He gonna die. He gonna live with the jab. We all know that. You know what I'm saying? Like Derrick James said, we know what he coming to do. He's going to get the same thing each and every fight. You know what I'm saying? But he did. Now, what Derrick James has said is he fight people differently. But ain't nothing going to change. That jab going to be in your face. Mm-hmm. Let's see how well he going to have to deal with it. Even when Kell Brook tried to take his jab away, Derrick James was telling him to go under. Okay, well, he trying to take the jab away, start coming up under the body shots. And we seen how effective that was in the long run for him. So it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tactical. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be tactical, and this is one of them things where I can come up with different assumptions all I want. I'll never know until we get there that night.
Yo, man, I'm so amped for this. Marco, what does Bud need to do to beat Errol?
Well, it's hard to answer because that's assuming that we know what Errol's going to do.
See?
You know what I mean? And like, we've seen what he does with other people, but this isn't other people. I think it's going to be a battle, and this is what they were talking about the whole time. I'm going to break him. No, I'm going to break. It's a battle of this will. So who breaks whose will? I think we can all agree that probably standing in front of Errol is not the best idea. But let me put this out, and I don't know if this means anything. Bud has more knockouts than Spence has total fights. Does it mean something? Maybe, maybe not. But Bud could punch.
Yeah.
So maybe standing in front of Errol, maybe he can do. I don't know.
All right, here's my unprofessional, I don't know shit about boxing opinion. Bud needs to know what he's dealing with at the first round. See what Errol's finna do. Throw some feints, see if he's biting. See what he can land. He needs to collect data for about maybe 2 or 3 rounds. After that 3rd round, he's going to try and close the distance. That's where Bud's going to have to show his athleticism. He's going to have to use those feet. Same time, those early rounds, he can't afford to start slow. He has to be, while he's playing chess, he has to be landing. Jab here, straight to the body. See what he's working with. Stay away from danger. I think the best thing to do is try and take him into deep water. Try and catch him late. Hope that Errol understands that he's down on the cards and make Errol try and close the distance and try and score so they can catch him coming in. And maybe they can make that round 9 through 11, they can catch Errol to stop him, like Bomac told him. But he has to see what he's working with. But that meeting him in the center of the ring shit, that's a recipe for disaster. I don't recommend it, especially after what I saw yesterday. Errol is significantly bigger than him, man. that means they're gonna make weight, and then when they rehydrate, Errol's gonna be like 160, man. Something crazy like that. Bud, naturally, walk around weight. I say Bud probably 150, Errol like fucking like 180 or something crazy like that. Naturally.
I've heard that.
Yeah, he's a bigger dude, man. I looked, I said, what the hell? Yo, I literally had my phone. I was like this. I'm looking at my phones. I'm like, yo, wait a minute. He's really bigger than him. This is crazy. We was at the parking lot. Dudes was like, yo, there's really a size difference. And we was like, yeah, that shit crazy. Salute the main event, Mark. He said, Toasty. Yo, side 4 boxes, salute. He said, salute to the panel. Who y'all got in this fight? I'm going with Errol. But wait, back to main event, Mark. Apparently, on Showtime, y'all go ahead and block that troll, please. Wrenches, get on him. Have a ball. I was in the fucking background. I had walked by, whatever. And y'all remember Mortal Kombat? You get a good hit and the nigga be like, Toasty.
Yeah.
You see me looking over my shoulder and shit. Whatever. I got caught out there. Whatever. Anyway. Yeah, I think Bud's gonna have to be smart with it. He's gonna have to be very smart with it, and he's gonna have to box. Can he rack up enough points? Can Bud win this by points? Y'all think he can win this by points? Definitely. Think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell you think he can win by points? You're on mute. JC, what up?
Yeah, I think he can, but you're gonna have to fight. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to fight. Same thing for Earthman, bro. It's one of those where I literally, I mean, of course, you know, I got Arrow, but and I've stayed at numerous times, but shit, bro, it's one of them fights where it's like, damn, I just gotta wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I had Bud by the slightest of margins, but after seeing that size difference,
I don't know, man. I don't know. And you know what? You know, you don't really want to abandon ship on Bud either, because we were up on him. He's so fucking confident, man. He's so confident. He got a lot of ability. And I'm sitting there like, I got Errol, but yo, him and Bomac, the way Bomac, they got this in the bag. That's what his thought is. He's like, we got this. I said, yo, they really, yo. It's like, yo, could it be? Can he get to 12? Can he, like 2 days info, he says he got Bud by KO between 9 and 12. Can that actually happen? Can it happen?
the thing is, we can't see either of those guys getting knocked out because it's never happened. They've never even been in serious trouble. Right?
Well, I asked Bomac. I said to him, I said, look, you know, Errol said something about Bud's chin. And Bomac's response was, well, Errol got rocked in his last couple of fights.
Yeah, that's because he dropped his mouth. It's different.
Yeah, that wasn't. Yeah, and guess what? He totally stopped the action and got hit.
Right.
And he didn't fall. He got wobbled, but he didn't fall. But it wasn't in an exchange where he was defensively competent and got hurt. He just stopped fighting and he got hurt. And he still didn't get dropped.
And
you understand?
The same thing to him.
Yeah.
He dropped his mouth. It was the same shit. It was after the car accident.
Right. So he didn't deny, and that's my point. Bomac didn't deny that Bud got hurt. His response was, well, Errol got hurt too. I guess he meant he was saying that he can get it. Bud could hurt him. And I gotta believe that to be true. Bud got how many knockouts? Like 30 some odd knockouts?
Bud has 30 knockouts, and what's his face has 22. Errol.
So obviously Bud could crack, but this is 147 now. This is 147. Now, he beat Amnesian and he beat Jeff Horn. No one thought he'd lose those fights at all.
And the Sean Porter knockout isn't as impressive because Porter could have continued. He wasn't hurt. His father stopped it.
Father stopped it.
Now he got dropped twice, and maybe it would have, but because I'm like, well, nobody knocks out Sean Porter, right? And he did, but did he?
Well, Sean said that he didn't train for Bud like how he trained for Errol. Sean said that. So that's another thing. It's making me like, bro, I'm picking Errol, but I'm so torn at all these facts that are coming out. You understand? When Sean said, hey man, you know, I didn't train for Bud like how I trained for Errol, I said, wow. Because Errol versus Sean, that was a dog fight, man. That Sean could have won had he not gotten dropped.
Right.
Sean could have won that.
So, see, now when you say this, it makes me lean again towards Bud a little bit when I'm thinking about that. It's so hard to tell, man. It's so hard to tell.
It's difficult, man. Salute to Robert Singleton in that super chat. Much love. He said, salute Drew, Marco, Tay in the chat. We got Cool Boy Inoue on 7/27. Errol Spence versus Bud on 7/29. The end of July is scorching hot like the weather. Bro, and that just reminded me, yo, Tay, they may not know, man. We spoke to Steph on your show a while ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me read this real quick because I'm going to touch on that real quick. Main event Mark, my brother, he said, proud to see you, Tay, in blue representing us. Hashtag LDBC. Salute, man. I think this Bud and Spence fight is overshadowing the Inoue versus Cool Boy fight.
Yeah, for sure.
And we gotta show up and show out for the American fighter, man. Your thoughts on that?
Man, it's no secret. Everybody know, you know what I'm saying, my number one fighter is Cool Boy Steph. You know, when everybody was talking Devin, when everybody was talking Shakur, Tank, and all these other guys, I was probably the only one talking about Cool Boy Steph. And look where we at today. You know what I'm saying? 9 undefeated fighters. Who in the top 10 pound for pound right now has beat 9 undefeated fighters? And at least
9.
Yeah, and at least 4 of them was champions. So, you know, and then we had one that was, 4 of them was champion. Then we had former unified. And then, of course, another one, well, he wasn't unified, just had 1 belt. But, I mean, bro, who's doing that? You know what I'm saying? But then on the other end of the spectrum, you got Inoue, you know. Before I really got hip to Inoue, I heard a lot about him than when I saw him. And then, of course, I started doing more research on him. I'm like, damn, he can be bad. But, you know, a lot of people in boxing today look down on the lower weight classes. Well, now he's jumping up. He's going to be at 122, and which is one of the, I'm not so premier, but one of the weight classes that we look forward to now because of Cool Boy Steph, B Figgy, and those guys. You know what I'm saying? But Raisa Lim as well. You know what I'm saying? But man, Cool Boy, like I say, man, he's one of those guys. Like even talking to one of the head guys yesterday, he even mentioned like, man, I'm so fascinated with Cool Boy. He can beat you at your own game. And he'll beat you at your own game in the fight that you're in, and then he'll switch it up towards the end and fight a whole nother style. He's one of those guys who can switch it up, turn it off, turn it on, turn up, turn down. He's one of those guys that can do that. And I know a lot of people say that Inoue right now is what's they call top 10 number 1 pound for pound.
Yeah, he's like number 1, number 2 pound for pound.
You know, and he's moving up a weight class. Well, what if Cool Boy beat him? What are they gonna say then? Or when he does beat him, what are they gonna say then?
But he got to go number. They always sandwich him in between Errol and Bud, so you got to put Scooter right there. You got to put him right in between there.
Exactly.
You got to put him there. You know what? If they don't put him there,
you got to
don't put him there.
When you beat 9 undefeated fighters, and then of course you beat champions, and you beat former unified champions, that's a resume in itself. Although it may not be the premier names, like what I put him in the same category with Bud, because people say, oh well, he ain't fight this person, fight that, but that this person. Well, he beat champions. It may not be the name that you know, but he beat champions, right? And it was 9 undefeated fighters, and it was former unified champions.
I'm putting Scooter at number. Well, shit. Okay, after the 20.
Now that's another question. So if he say if he beat Inoue, well, where does that place him amongst the other two that's fighting, Bud and Errol?
So the winner between Bud and Errol, you're gonna assume one is gonna be number one.
I'm not saying. I'm just asking.
No, yeah, I'm just saying. Well, let me throw this out there. The winner of Bud versus Errol, we're gonna assume they're gonna be number one pound for pound. Does the person who lost drop to number 2 or drop to number 3 after Scooter beat the shit out of Inoue?
Well, you got to keep in mind too, and that's why I asked that question, because some people right now are saying Inoue number one pound for pound. Well, if he number one pound for pound and Fulton beat him, I mean, how is that supposed to shift?
How does it work? And I'm only going based off of what those lists say, because if we do a real pound for pound list, I got Haney up there. You know what I'm saying? I still got Jamel Charlo up there. It's the ESPN shit. It's really fucked off.
What you think, Marco?
Well, before you go, I'm gonna go to Marco right after this. Mr. Mont, the OG Mr. Mont in the building, that super chat, much love. He say a lot of people don't get the significance of size difference. When both guys are elite, Errol's size and durability could be the difference, and that's spot on, man. That is spot on, man. Boss Red in that super chat, much love. He says Bud was losing to Sean too. If Sean would have stayed disciplined and not rush in with his head down, he possibly could have won the fight. That's a true story.
I mean, I think it was more Bud's corner being like, "You're losing." He was like, "I'm doing what?" Okay, that's what I saw.
Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Like, not that he his head down. It wasn't anything Sean did. I think it was what Bud stepped up.
Yeah, it's like he hit a panic attack button.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
I'm losing? Yeah.
He's like, how? Remember that? He goes, how?
Marco, your thoughts on Inoue and Fulton?
I gotta be honest, I don't know that much about either fighter. After hearing the way your face talking about Cool Boy, I gotta watch a little more of him. So I don't know. I know that Inoue is always, like you guys said, I always see him in the top 10. And I've seen highlights, and he's cold with it. But I don't know much about Cool Boy. Is Cool Boy more of a power puncher, a boxer?
He's more of a boxer.
Okay.
But what he does, he beats you at your own game. So say like Brendan Figueroa, of course he's gonna come with a Mexican style, throw hella punches and things of the nature. He will actually take your game and beat you at your own game. And then the next fight, he might come and fight like Floyd.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna watch him.
He's like, I'm gonna start calling him Shang Tsung, because he'll take your shit and use it on you. It's like a mirror match. It's like, what are you doing? I'm doing what you just did. Like, what? What are you doing? Yeah. He's a fucking genius, actually. And we don't talk about him enough. Dave, what up, bro? We don't talk about him enough.
I mean, he's one of those guys, man, where you don't see him get tired.
Yeah, his cardio's ridiculous.
It's crazy, ridiculous, man, for sure.
Round 1, round 12, the motor's still running.
Yeah.
That's like Bud and Spence, though. They just don't get tired.
Yeah, man. I think.
But I know Spence does, from talking to Derek, he'll do like 20-minute rounds. Like, just go and go and go and get on the bag for an hour straight, no rest. They'll just give him his water while he's throwing punches. Keep going.
You think if Errol wins, you think he stays at 147?
Nah, I think he said, does he want to go fight Charlo?
I heard him say Canelo.
Canelo's about to fight Badu Jack for the cruiserweight championship.
Oh!
You believe that? That's what I heard.
I should have never said that man's name.
Okay. I don't want you to pop a casket again.
Yeah, man. Fucking asshole.
But that's what I heard. He's trying to take a cruiserweight championship now.
Man, fuck you, Canelo, man. You could have been beautiful, Canelo. You could have been beautiful. You just took a shit I mean, the shit with the peanuts in it. You just took a shit all over boxing with your behavior, man. Get the fuck out of here, man.
There's a lot of fights, like, we don't know who's fighting who in a lot of these divisions. There's all this talk, all these rumors, but nothing's been official.
Is that signed, sealed, and delivered?
What's that?
With Badu Jack? Because I heard him talking about it, and I'm like, man, boy, you better not.
No, because I heard before that what you said. I heard it was Charlo first, and then a couple days ago I saw something about Badu Jack.
I heard they was flirting with Badu Jack, but then they was really trying to get Charlo because he ain't been in the ring in 2 years and he got a mental disorder now.
He's
I said, oh yeah, go get him now.
Well, he's also
now you want to go get him.
Like Canelo's last attempt at light heavyweight didn't turn out too well, so why would he go even heavier?
Because he thinks Badu Jack is food, and Badu Jack he'll fuck him up. That's what he don't know.
Yeah, even though he's older, he's too big.
Man, but you see, that's the built-in excuse. He goes up there and loses to Badu Jack. Hey, I tried to be great. No, you didn't have to do that, dude. You didn't have to do that.
Wait, how do you sound again?
Hey, I dared to be great. I tried to be great. Pass the steak. The steak make me great. The steak make me great. Oh, right on time. Let me tell you how ridiculous these trolls are. AZ Saldildo, AZ Saldildo, Canelo equals face of boxing, not dud or the lie. I blocked him and he has to send a super chat. Well, thank you. You're not getting your money back, but I got a question for you.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
What are you, a homo?
Dude, nobody likes you. Nobody likes you. Nobody likes you.
What are you, a homo?
Nobody likes you. God damn. So Xavier says Canelo versus Charlo supposed to be signed this weekend. So, look, man.
We'll see.
I don't know. We'll see, man. But anyway, back to real boxers. Like Cool Boy Steph and Bud and Errol Spence. Back to real fighters that are really doing things, not ducking their contemporaries, because if Errol Spence was in the same weight division as Benavidez, he'd go get the smoke. That's what I know. I've never heard Bud or Errol say, I don't fight Black American fighters. I never heard him say that. We've heard Canelo say, I don't want to fight Mexican fighters. And Benavidez is American. Oh, shit. He's only 50% Mexican.
Yeah,
second generation.
Yeah.
Second generation, because he speaks perfect English. So, yeah. Send me some more money if you want to talk. AZ Dildo, whatever the fuck that guy's name is. My God.
What are you, a homo?
Jeez Louise. Anyway, back to real fighters. Tay, your final thoughts on the event yesterday? Because I had fun, man. That was my first one. I had fun, bro. I had fun.
Man, I had fun, bro. Brian Custer actually took the question that I was gonna ask Bud. So yeah, after that I was like, fuck, I ain't really got too much to say now.
What question was it?
Well, I know Bud mom's birthday because I obviously had watched the Bud Crawford documentary. Bud Crawford mom's birthday is actually on the 29th. And I was, in doing the documentary, I remember his grandmother saying that he hard-headed. That's why the bullet ricocheted off his head when he got shot. And then his mom, he was getting in so much trouble. His mom was just like, you ain't gonna, in so many little words, you ain't gonna be shit. And now that it's the 29th, it's the mom birthday. And with that being said, like, it's got to be a special moment, especially when your mom is pretty much like pretty much, I ain't gonna say done with you, but she felt like you weren't gonna be nothing in life. But here it is. Now you fighting for your second.
His mom alive, right? His mom alive. His mom's alive.
Yeah. So I just wanted to know, like, you know what I'm saying, how much of a significance this is for you. But he stated it, and Brian Custer, you know what I'm saying, he said, I ain't losing on my mama's birthday. So that was one of my questions, you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that was brought to the light, because it's just some things that we don't really be knowing. Like Earl and Bud, their mom share the same name. They both named Deborah. You know what I'm saying? So,
what?
Yeah.
Whoa!
What?
Yeah.
Well, we know Deborah's gonna be happy that night. One of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, you know, it was a couple questions I want to ask. I didn't get a chance to, because it was pretty much I thought they was going to do like they did at the LA press conference, so I could ask them that question together for if they both their mom.
I wanted that.
They
I wanted to hear what you was going to ask.
Did you guys see Spence's pops?
Huh?
Did you see Spence's pops?
Yeah. Cool dude. I talked to him. Yeah, he cool.
He look like Spence?
Yeah, he do.
Okay.
You know, it's like
he's from Long Island, right?
Yeah, he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Some of a New York family was in there too.
Yeah,
so,
I know a couple people out here that, but I guess he moved to Texas when he was real little.
Yeah.
He said we Jamaican, we smoke on bud. That did it for me.
Yeah,
I know. I heard
that did it. That was funny.
That was funny. That
was funny.
I always thought that Crawford was more witty, but I think Spence outwitted him in this press conference.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
And that was another thing I was saying. This is literally like the first time that I heard Bud say a lot, and then of course it was one of my first times hearing Earl be, because I always hear how funny Earl is through some of his homeboys. I always hear about it, and I just think that, you know, maybe he's in the moment, not only selling the fight, but he know how big this fight is for everybody. So he's really into it. That's what I get out of it. I feel like he's really into it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Having fun, laughing about it. But his homeboys always say you know what I'm saying, he's always been like that. But we just never saw it, never see it. And I think this is one of those times where we see it. This is probably the one of the most times that I've seen him outspoken. You know what I mean? He was like, man, you ain't catch me with no damn fishing pole.
He started getting annoyed almost, like he got some passion in that one, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was like, man, you ain't catch me. He's like, man, your fishing pole too little. I'm Moby Dick. So, it was just funny, man. Yeah, it was funny.
Man,
I enjoyed it, though.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny. But I think Errol won the Battle of the Wits for the press conference, though. I think he won that.
One, yeah.
I was looking for Bernie, man. He always gives a great interview.
Who?
Bernie.
Yeah, I think he said he was training. Him and Coach Bomat said Bernie and Coach Red was back training at the facility or whatever. Because, you know, they got some other fighters. Keyshawn got a fight, and other matter of fact, the other guy that was So-called Nelson that was with them, he got a fight coming up, but he fighting, I think, the same day as Earl. So right. I believe, but yeah, so they said that it was back at the facility training, but that would have turned the show up a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That would have turned the show up a little bit more.
Oh man, I was really looking for Bernie, man. Bernie gives a great look, man. Look, I know a lot of people hate Bernie, but you want a guy like Bernie in your camp. You want to talk about ride or die? Bernie, I'll give him that, man. Bernie, look, I understand him. I'll just say that. I get it, man. Salute to Bernie, man. See, you know, I was really looking for him, but salute to both camps. It was beautiful, man. I wasn't like starstruck. That's not the word. I was just looking around like, damn, that was the first time I got to see like production on a professional level. You know, and how things work. And I looked over my shoulder and said, oh shit, that's the Showtime YouTube guys right there. You know what I mean? And everybody was friendly. There was no like beef. It was great, man. I had fun, and I promise you, that's not gonna be my last rodeo. You know, I'm gonna get out to more fights, even local, and just get the data and get it out, man. So closing words, man. Marco, let them know how they can find you. I'll put your link in the chat right here.
They can find me at Marco 3_boxing on IG, youtube.com/Marco 3_boxing, YouTube, Twitter, all that good shit. pumping out interviews. I got another one I'm going to release of Derek James. I'll talk to him. This one's a little older. I got a whole bunch. Talking to I just forgot. I got a big one coming up. But anyway, that's the way to find me. I appreciate you guys watching. Drew, I appreciate the love, the support.
No doubt. Anytime, brother. No doubt. Tay, you already know. Let them know.
Man, you know where you can find me, man. Right here on the tube. Pac-Man ACL _Tay. And look, man, this is a fight that everybody been talking about the past couple of years, and even more has become even more relevant with all the things that took place within the past year.
Mm-hmm.
And this here, man, me personally, you know, I like I said before, I do have Spence winning the fight, but it's nothing wrong with bigging up both fighters so I can give each one of those fighters, whoever do win or whatever the outcome is, I do give both of those guys, or you know, whoever win, I can get them. They just do, and that's basically what I'm doing. I'm talking, you know, both guys. I'm just trying to see, you know, what's going to happen and what's what. Some of the, you know, main coaches that has had former champions or current champions right now. They say it's going to come down to the coaches' involvement. You know, so it's something that I want to see. Like I'm always a student of, you know, the sport anyway. I'm always a student before I believe that I don't, like, I feel like if I know it all, then I ain't learning no more. It ain't fun to me no more. So I'm continue learning. And man, I just can't wait for the fight. I think, you know, the fight selling itself. I even see on Twitter where Omar Epps said something about it yesterday. So the fight is definitely selling itself. You seen
Papoose was in the building yesterday.
Papoose was in the building yesterday. Gilly Wallow showed up. You know, you see Bud at the for to take a look at his interview. He was on the Breakfast Club. So man, the fight selling itself, man. And July 29th. I mean, we still got a month and 2 weeks. So man, I just can't wait, bro. Like it's like everything. The crazy part about it, man. I feel like now, even though we still got people who hate on this team over here or hate on that team, but I feel like subjectively we getting a lot of people starting to come in and
come
really
together,
do a dialogue about what's going on.
Have a dialogue,
right.
And that's why I put this up here, Box Fan Anthony. I just want to make a point, brother. I just want to make a point. No, don't doubt, Box. No, I just want to make a point about this statement. He said majority of arrowhead haters are people outside the community, whites and Latinos. Bugs haters are in the LDBC and black channels. Let me say this.
Is that true?
No, it's not. But let me say this. We just had a troll that we blocked. And the dude paid money to come in here and say that Canelo's the face of boxing. I hope everybody understands what I just said. I hope everyone gets what I just said. And what Tate just said, right on time. He just said it right on time. Right now is the time. Put the goddamn guns down, point it at each other. And now we can have a dialogue about who wins this fight in peace. Because while we're at each other's throat, we just did have a racist Latino fan come in here and talk about Canelo. We wasn't even, I mentioned Canelo and Bottle Jack because the only reason why I brought that up was because I wanted to know what Errol does next. And then that's how Canelo's name came up. But look, y'all, we got to recognize what's happening here. It's a race thing with other people, with them. This clown came in here and said something about Canelo being the face of boxing. Meanwhile, he's nowhere near top of the pound for pound list. And by the way, I don't put cheaters on my pound for pound list.
Whoa!
Take that.
Bud never popped dirty. Errol never popped dirty. Stephen Fulton never popped dirty. The Charles never popped dirty. Devin Haney never popped dirty. Do you want me to go on? Yeah, you understand, family? So we have truth, pun intended. We have truth on our side. We have Budrick on our side. We got Steph and Fulton on our side. I'm mentioning clean American fighters who you can make the case that are the face of boxing. What they got? Canelo, who's ducking Benavidez. Do you love boxing or not? I'm talking to the Canelo fans now. You love boxing or not? Make your guy take care of the responsibility. Who's gonna take care of the responsibility of David Benavidez? Who? It's supposed to be Canelo. He's holding up undisputed by taking the fight two weight classes north of where he's supposed to be. For what? Nobody asked for that. And I'm sure Badu Jack will appreciate the payday. But who the fuck was asking about Badu Jack? No disrespect to him. Ain't no one was asking for that.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I put up some polls on my YouTube channel, right, asking a few different questions. You know, who do you think's gonna win, Spence or Bud? Or Bud Spence, who hits harder? And overwhelming response was that people think Errol Spence is gonna win. Overwhelming. Mm-hmm. And my followers are generally people who are pretty boxing knowledgeable in the sport. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that says. I was surprised. I thought it would be more in the middle, but it was like 75-25.
You know what? Either they just found out or knew about the size difference. That has to be it. Because yesterday was the first time I actually saw it. And I ain't even going to lie to you. I sat there. Tay, I don't know if you heard me, but I said, oh, shit.
Yeah, I heard you.
Because I was like, oh, shit. I said, oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Me neither.
I was like, whoa.
Because it's like what you said, that old video of them, you didn't see any real difference.
Didn't see that.
Nope.
That was crazy. And a lot of people saw that for the first time yesterday. We was in the car lot waiting for my car, and dudes was like, yo, you saw the size difference? I said, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Man, it's significant. So that's a big thing. That's a big thing. So how crazy it'll be if Bud goes in there and does what he said he's going to do.
It'll make it more impressive, yeah.
If he does that, make the case that he's justifiably number one pound for pound. Because by then he'll be undisputed. That'll be Errol's first O.
How could the winner not be number one pound for pound at that fight?
Can't. You gotta be.
Yeah.
Gotta be. You gotta be, man.
Yeah.
Well, I could do this all day, but I got shit to do, man. Yo, salute to y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Good talking to you guys.
Everyone go like and subscribe. Tay, I know you're gonna put out like 1,000 videos a day. I'll be there to listen.
Man, I just dropped like 7 yesterday.
I know. You was doing that shit on the plane, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna subscribe to your shit too, Tay. I don't think I am yet. I'll do it right now.
Got you.
Yep. All right.
No doubt, fam. Yo, I'll catch y'all on the rebound, man. I gotta run.
Okay.
Peace.
All right, General's on. Let's head over there. Bronx on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.